Hello, Stu, Andy here at Rochdale with a suitably grim backdrop to match a suitably grim game of football. Rochdale 0, Ipswich Town 0. No shots on target from either side. Go on.
It's miserable, isn't it? Yeah, no shots on target from either side. Rochdale have conceded 69 goals in League One this season, the most in the league. They've won once at home all season. Ipswich obviously haven't allowed them to win their second game today, but they never looked like really winning it themselves. What are we going to say the best chance was? Alan Judge fizzed one wide from outside the box, a penalty appeal for Troy Parrott, Josh Harrop. The ball didn't drop for him from a Caden Jackson pullback, but
the Judge chance was after his own free kick had failed to beat the first man, and then the ball came back out to him edge of the box and he rifled one wide. The Parrott penalty appeal was half-hearted, I thought, at best, having seen it just the once. The Harrop one was a good little sort of interception there, but Ipswich, same old story, huffed, puffed, no quality, no belief really, and that was exactly what Paul Cook said afterwards, that they looked like a team that hoped they could win that game rather than believed they could win that game. There just doesn't seem to be the body language about these players, and Paul Cook tried everything today, didn't he? He went with wing-backs again from the start. He switched to 4-4-2 just before half-time. He made 5 substitutions today. I thought the time that they looked the most threatening was probably when they chucked on the big man, Ollie Hawkins, towards the end, that at least created a bit of chaos. But I don't know, they just don't look like a cohesive team. They don't look like there's a lot of leadership out there. We're just saying the same things, aren't we?
yeah, they look nervous on the ball, and that's what worries me. Is talk about being brave. It's tentative. There's no spark. There's no one picking the team up and carrying them. There's no drive. It's quiet. It's not good. It's not good. They've drawn a blank again this weekend. Very similar to the Wigan game, really, wasn't it? You didn't feel like they were going to concede a goal. If you really want to find a positive, they were solid enough at the back. But you got to remember, this is the team bottom of League One. It's Rochdale. But if they don't make the playoffs, and it feels as the time goes on more and more that they don't, it's going to be this lack of threat, the lack of purpose, the lack of bravery and quality in the final third that does for them, because it's been the case all season. This isn't a new thing. It's something that Paul Cook's clearly quite alarmed about, but it's not a new thing, and that's what's going to ultimately cost them in the end, unless they find something different pretty quickly.
Yeah, home to MK Dons next weekend, who are a team that outplayed Ipswich in the reverse fixture, and Ipswich escaped with a draw from that game. But on their day, a possession-based team under Russell Martin that can be a difficult side. The only hope is that obviously Ipswich have been much better at home than they have away, certainly since Paul Cook's arrived. The gap has grown to 3 points to the playoffs. I think they've actually gone up a space today, but the gap to the playoffs has grown. So we keep talking about still in there, and it's still there for the taking, and others have dropped results today, but they got no chance if they don't play better than that. And the goals is the problem, the lack of goals. And not only have they scored 30 odd goals, one of the lowest tallies in the division, if you actually started to break those goals down, there's a fair few own goals in there, fair few from set pieces since the turn of the year. The amount of chances, good chances and goals scored from open play is really quite pathetic, to be quite honest. Even if you look back at the game on Friday, they were gifted really a couple of those opening goals early on. Zilch here today, none at Wigan recently, teams down at the bottom fighting, sure, but they've got to be better than this. Paul Cook, I think, is a man who is trying his best to be positive and live in the here and now, but he's biting his tongue big time, and he will know, no doubt about it, the size of the summer rebuild task ahead. Marcus Evans here today alongside Lee O'Neill was sat right behind us on the press box, and Paul Cook, after doing his press conference, went for a fairly lengthy meeting with Marcus for a bit of a debrief, which is not unusual, but I'm sure they as the game slipped by, they will know the task ahead for them.